Last fall, many wondered what would happen to the abortion rate in Texas after the state's heartbeat bill went into effect. The New York Times reported recently in the law's first month, abortions dropped by 50% over the previous year. That data coming from the University of Texas. The Times reported the decline was less than many experts expected and cited other research showing women do pursue out-of-the-state abortions when their own state has heavy restrictions. Americans United for Life is one of the top pro-life groups in the country working to craft laws that reduce abortion. Our Heather Sells spoke with them about what's happening in Texas and across the country.
Joining us now is Katie Glenn, Government Affairs Counsel for Americans United for Life. Katie, thanks for joining us. I want to ask you, the country is really gearing up for this Supreme Court decision this summer on the Dobbs case. And there's, of course, new conversation around the possibility of a post-Roe world. We've now got apparently 2 studies that show in Texas a law that outlawed abortion after the heartbeat is detected may not have prevented as many abortions as originally thought. Perhaps women were traveling out of state or ordering abortion pills online. What is your take on what has happened in Texas and how much it's accomplished, this new law, in regards to the abortion rate there?
Well, I think the first thing we need to remember is that these studies are not based on government collected data. These are surveys of abortion clinics. So until we receive actual numbers from the states, one of them that they include is Colorado, which currently their numbers are 40% off the state's numbers versus the pro-abortion group numbers. So I think we need to just know, as long as we're not getting this from the government, we cannot trust this data. This is an agenda-driven push to try to get pro-life lawmakers and pro-life activists around this country to take our ball and go home. They're trying to convince us that laws don't work when we know over the last 50 years that they do, as we have cut the abortion rate in this country in half.
Well, I want to ask you, this is what your work right now, what you are doing, working with states around laws around abortion. If a state wants to prevent abortions, what, in your view, at this point in time, is the most effective way to do so?
Well, we're excited to see states thinking boldly about ways to limit abortion at gestational age. Where I live here in Florida, there's a bill on Governor DeSantis's desk that would limit abortion to the first 15 weeks, the same law that's in front of the Supreme Court right now. We have over 3,000 late-term abortions in our state every year after that 15-week mark. I think a lot of people don't know that. So all of those lives would be saved. Maybe some of these women would travel to Colorado or to New York, but many of them wouldn't. And we need to keep our eye on the ball that every life saved is a victory.
And with respect to women who are pursuing abortion pills online, what do you think are the best legal remedies to counter that?
Well, states are thinking critically about this. They're taking it seriously. Last year, I was in Texas working with their lawmakers on a bill that did pass, where they can actually now extradite these companies that are sending pills into Texas. And we really encourage them to do that now that we're getting evidence that they are. That's something that these studies rely on very heavily, is the number of women who reach out to these websites. The thing about these online pill mills is we have no idea who's actually ordering these drugs or who's actually taking them. It's part of why they are so dangerous. So when they rely on the number of Google searches for this website, that's not meaningful data for how many women are actually getting abortions.
If the Dobbs case overturns Roe v. Wade, what does the legal landscape look like at this point in time? What are you preparing for?
Well, we're looking at those laws that could take effect right now. I've been traveling all over the country speaking with lawmakers about the laws that they have already passed that have been held up by the courts because of these bad decisions. And we want them to get back into court to take those laws into effect. We've got 2 states this fall that have a constitutional amendment for life on the ballot. So voters in Kentucky and Kansas will be able to go and vote for life. And we would encourage other states to look at that as well if they don't currently have that in their law.
A big year for the pro-life movement. Katie Glenn with Americans United for Life, thanks so much for your time.